Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It is always a pleasure to have you with us. And today we're going to the US and we're gonna, talk about an upcoming book called Wisdom Before Me. And as you know, I always bring you champion people who have, an extraordinary message to empower you, to inspire you. And today it's gonna be a group of, amazing champion, influencer, and women who are actually bringing us a message of empowerment from, this message is going to change our life, especially for those who are struggling right now. I think that's the kind of message that you want to hear today so that you can go from, this mindset of being powerless to being powerful. My name is Mireille Tulekima. I'm tuning in from Perth in Australia, and you know me as the Greatness Engineer. This show is brought to you by my organization, the Mireille Tulekima Global Leadership Organization. And we are supported by, we have some partners who are supporting us, in this journey of greatness. We have the woman, the widow, and that's the woman Entrepreneurship Day organization. We have the G100 Club, which is also an eminent club of women who are making a difference all over the world. And we have the She Exist in the US supporting us as well. And today we will be, welcoming Linda Bruns, which she is the visionary of this book that we're going to talk about, and some of the co-author who are actually sharing a message in this book. So don't go anywhere. I hope that you are all ready. I will recommend that you have something to write on, a book or just paper, and then some, and really take notes, because I think it's going to be a lot of sharing, a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight that you're gonna bring, out after this show. And don't forget, it's not about just making note. It's gonna be about also implementing later on, so that you can go to the next level of your greatness. So let's start. This conversation. But before, a little bit of introduction, and then we're gonna have the stars coming and talking to us. So don't go anywhere. We are ready to go. Another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Mireille Tulekima Global Leadership Organization.
Real is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily actions.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others. And you are not alone.
So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. Like I said, it's always a pleasure to have, people who are making a difference, in their community, in their organization or everywhere. It is important. And today I'm excited. Like I was, mentioning before we came in. I saw this project starting, and now it's time to see, what's the outcome, and I'm very excited about it. But before we start really diving into the book, I really want you first to introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what is important, to know about you, and we'll be, talking a little bit more about what, you bringing with this book to us and how it's going to make a difference in our, in our life. So I will start with the visionary Linda. Linda, what can we know about you? Because, you are phenomenal. You're doing a lot of things, and I really want the audience to know a little bit more about you.
Thank you so much, Marie. And it's such an honor to be on this magnificent show that is lifting women up and inspiring them to live in their own greatness. And I just want to thank you so much for having us on today. I have a company called Women Have Needs Too. I also have a coaching program called Mission Accelerator. And I'm all about inspiring and empowering women to live their fullest lives. And that's what Mission Accelerator is all about, is getting you from point A to point B, C, or Z, to where you want to go. And let's do it, on an expedited scale. I'm going to help you scale what you want to achieve.
Fantastic. And that's what you've been doing, and that's how I connected with you, and now you have brought with you some great influencers, some powerful women, and I'm just gonna randomly go around. And Deborah, so what about you? What should we know about you?
Well, I'm excited about this broadcast, and I'm a single mom, and I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, but you know what? We're overcomers. So I just hope that whatever I share today will help many people.
Fantastic. And we have Lorraine with us. Lorraine is also one of the co-author, and she has a lot to offer. But before we delve into what she brings to the book, to this project, just want to know, Lorraine, a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a married mom of two boys who are 21 and 19, and I've done a lot of things in my life, and some of them have presented quite the amount of obstacles, whether they were natural or imposed by other people, actually. So, but as Deborah said, we're overcomers, and I hope that my message will help others to never give up and never give in.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? To this resilience that we need to have in front of all those challenges that are coming our way. And we have Lisa. Lisa is the publisher, and we want to hear about you, Lisa, as well, to know who you are, and how what are the things that you bring into this project.
Well, thank you very much, Mary A. I'm so happy that we're on a global show. So that's exciting for us. Thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the publishing house, Now Publishing. We're a traditional house. And I was just thinking, as we were talking about the power of women, right, that, we really... I don't think a skill or talent is matched with what we are as women in this world, mothers or not. It's just we're special creatures, and I'm excited that part of this book, Wisdom Before Me, that Linda brought to me last December 2021, is showcasing those talents. but I'm just happy to be a part of the team. I also have a chapter in this book as well, this anthology, and there's 15 amazing stories in women.
Okay, so lots of wisdom here, and a lot of things that you are all bringing. And Linda, I mean, power before me. Why? Why this title? How did it come about? And tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so thank you. The wisdom before me, I think it's something that's just always lived inside of me. I've always valued wisdom from everyone, I have an uncle, and he's passed, but he, as long as I can remember, he was always saying, your biggest regret, anyone's biggest regret, is to not live up to your full potential. And that lived inside of me for so long, and it scared me. It scared me that I wouldn't live up to my full potential. And it's just always been back there. It's just been so heavy. And so it's been something I've been striving for my whole life, knowing that I can do more, and I want to do more, and I want to live to my fullest potential. And it's not enough for me, because it's not about me. I want everyone to live to their fullest potential, because I don't want anybody to have that kind of regret. Knowing that there's something more, something better that we can do, that we have the gift. God has given each of us gifts, every single one of us. And it's that gift that needs to shine. And if it's not shining right now, I want to help you make it shine. And so I had started out, Lisa knows, I had started out writing this book by myself, and I had my 10 chapters laid out, and I had 5 chapters written. And my idea was to interview people and have them get their insight on different situations. And I thought, you know what? That's not fair, because I'm not going to be getting enough information from them. And I want these women to be highlighted. I want them to be known from where their challenges are and the wisdom that they had gained through the years. And this book, is designed to give wisdom back to the younger decade before me. So the wisdom before me is a double entendre. It's the wisdom that I'm reading as I'm reading it. And it's also the wisdom is coming from women who have lived before I have. So it's the wisdom before me. That's what it's all about. And helping women get through whatever they're going through, and to gain the wisdom, like we said, like we've all heard, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? So we're not reinventing the wheel. We're sharing this authentic wisdom with the world. And Mireille, you're helping us share it with the world with your international show. And it's just exciting to be here and share these beautiful women. And there are, I think there's 5 of us on today, and there's 10 more. There's 10 more that are just as dynamic. And I just am so happy to share them.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about really working together to bring our stories together so that we have more power, and bring more value for us and for the rest, for our communities and for the next generation, if I can, express myself that way. So how did it resonate with you? I'm going to start with Lauren. How did it resonate with you, this title, and what brought you to be part of this project?
Knowing Linda now for over 25 years, somewhere around 25 years, and more than that. And she had asked me if she had told me that she thought that I had a story to tell, and that she was asking a handful of women to be contributing authors to her book. So each one of us has a chapter. And I was really inspired to have the opportunity to share my story, hoping that it will inspire others. So that's kind of what motivates me, is just getting that story out there. And I hope that younger women, and even actually it's not just younger women, it's women of our own age, it's women older than us, even it's guys, it's everyone. It can benefit from these stories because they're motivational. So I'm pretty fired up about it.
Yeah, and I can imagine, because sometimes, you know, we go through things and we think that we are alone, but then when we start to share the story, we realize the connection that we have, and it actually gives us power as well. Not only we empowering people, but it gives us power as well to really believe in that we have this a gift, and we are powerful as well. And I'm going to ask you the same question, Deborah. What actually, you know, resonate with you in this anthology, and then what is really the message that you really wanted to share, you know, with your chapter?
Well, to be honest, these ladies, you know, were ever evolving thanks to us never giving up. And I learn from them every time I hear them speak, because even though we all have chapters, there are more chapters in our lives that even since we wrote our portion, you know, we're still ever evolving. And, you know, I was asked to be a part of this honor to be in the book, and my portion is about jumping into your destiny. If you don't take that first, like Linda was saying, there's A, B, and C. If you don't take A, you're never going to ever see B and C. So you might, in my position, I had a corporate job, and I thought I had everything I needed. But my relationship with the Lord, he knew I had more inside of me. So I was presented an opportunity, and people thought I was crazy for taking the opportunity, because I had the dream job, you know, the corporate job, and sitting there in front of the computer all day long. And of course, I enjoyed it. I loved it. But, you know, there's more in us to give to the world. And just because you take that first step, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But guess what? We learn from our mistakes, and we learn as we go through this journey with strong women around us, like in this book.
Yeah. Okay, all right. And we have Lisa. And obviously, Lisa is, you know, on different. You actually on different. You look at this project on different angle, the publishing side, and also, you know, being an author. So, what, you know, I mean, what actually led you to actually first, you know, accept to be the publisher of this book, but also, you know, contribute as well, because that's another, you know, another step as well that you took to be able to be part of this book.
So I'm going to go ahead and be authentic, as Linda calls it out all the time. So I will have to say that in our December pitch meeting, across the table from Linda pitching this book to me, I might say it was my second margarita that actually encouraged me to say yes, being authentic. It was Christmas, and I really love Linda, and we hadn't seen each other for a while. And I said, let's just get together. And we did. And this book was pitched. So this is the second anthology that Now Publishing has published. Our very first one was released in March of 2020. No, March of 2021, sorry. Put together in August of the 2020 year. And it was an experience. It was a great experience. It was a great success on many levels in ways that we never imagined, because it was new. You know, there's no one that said this is how you should publish an anthology. So it was a positive experience. So when Linda pitched this, you know, because I had that experience before, although positive, every book takes a lot of labor. You know, and anyone that's published a book knows that at the end. And whether you're a self-published author, whether you're with the publisher like Now Publishing, there's no getting around it. You know, there's a lot of labor involved. And as most of us are business owners on this call, you're not typically deciding to put something in your year the December before the new year. So we had kind of already charted out, what we had planned for the year. So anyway, I am 100% not regretful at all. That we have this book. And in more positive ways than our first one have come from this. And these women that I'm honored to know and then to publish their story, and that they trust our company with how we're publishing it, how we edit it, how we display it. I mean, all of that, as you know, a book is a representation of each other and of the company. So sorry, this is a long answer. I didn't mean to go on, but and I can tell you that it's important. It's also, we're in the stage of our company. We're starting 7 years, and I'm also in the stage of my career now. I've been a business owner like 25 years now, where it's very important for me to represent clients that I'm proud of and that I know are good people in this world. Just to lay it out there. It really bothers me now if I feel like we're representing someone that I don't think is an honorable person. And that doesn't mean that we don't all make mistakes and have things that we regret or gone wrong ways. We all have. And that's it. But why I'm saying this is that every single woman on the Wisdom Before Me, I am so honored to know and so proud of.
And that's, and that's always powerful, like you said, it's also a way to connect, our own stories and grow together, because, it's not just about the book, it's also about what's coming after the book. And, I see, let's go to the chat. I see that one of the co-authors is here. So Janelle is here. She's saying hi to all of us. So she was just passing, and we are happy to have her here. And she actually confirming what you're all saying. Wisdom Before Me is an amazing experience. And so it really is something that, and she is, who can say no to Linda? I agree with you. So, she's really amazing. And we have Amina. She is watching from South Africa, and she is enjoying what we are sharing today. So we're gonna have a break, and and we also have Tega. I'll say Tega is here as well watching, and we also have Miguel actually. Miguel is also here to watch us. So we're going to have a break, and we'll be back to delve a little bit more, on the book and understand what are the next steps, because I understand that the book is not published yet. So have a little bit more information on how, what's coming, in the coming weeks or coming days. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in few minutes. So we are back with Linda and some of the co-author of Wisdom Before Me, and we're talking about the book today. And as you could, if you're just joining us, all our guests are based in the US, And so welcome, and I again encourage you to have something to take notes, because we are, learning a lot from those powerful guests. And I encourage you to also, make sure that you don't forget what they're gonna, what they're talking about today. So just to continue our conversation, and I'm talking to you here, Linda, is, obviously when you start a project, there's always all this excitement. So just to, just wanted to know, what are the things that have been, challenging, and what is, how did this process going through this anthology and connecting with the co-author actually change you?
How did it change me? Oh my gosh. Mary-A, it's such a great question, because something that I've always been is very grateful. I'm extremely grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for being a child of God. I am so grateful for the family I have and the friends I have, the careers that I've had, the one main career. But, and the thing is about this book is, I don't feel like I've gone through any huge challenges in my life. I say that, although with complete transparency, I've had a car repossessed and had to ride my bike to work. And it was a day when I was riding my bike to work, when it was toward winter, and it started raining, and I got to work and I was cold and wet. Mm-hmm. And when I got to work, I raised my fist in the air like Scarlett O'Hara and said, "As God is my witness, I will never be carless again." Mm-hmm. And then there was a time when I was actually homeless. And I wasn't homeless, the type of homeless that was on the street. I was married, had a boy. My son was in elementary school at the time. And we didn't have a place to live. We were taken in by family and slept on the floor in my niece's bedroom. We each had a bedroom that we slept in, and it was humiliating. So when I say I haven't had challenges, I guess I don't always look at my challenges. I don't share them, so this is the first time I've shared all that. But what I want to say about that is, I've always been extremely grateful. I've been grateful to be alive. I've been grateful for my next meal. I've been grateful to have a roof over my head. But what I've learned through this process with these other contributing authors is that we all have challenges. And although I may not have looked at my challenges as great challenges, they were challenges. And what I've learned is that there's always somebody who has a greater challenge than I have and has overcome it. And I think that's the purpose of this book, is to let people know that no matter what challenge you're going through, you can get through it. Grasp that belief in yourself. I was thinking this morning that no one can set our value. God has already set our value. And he set that value before we were born.
And that's powerful. What you just said, that's very powerful. No one set our value except God. And that's the problem we have when we have challenges. We look at it as, a human being without thinking about, what God has actually given us. But when we know that, the values are set by God, then, we have a different, a different mindset. And those challenges become, in a way, opportunity in disguise. And that's really what, what we're talking about here. And I really want to know as well, for the, the other co-author, what are the changes that you've seen so far going through this process, interacting with, Linda and the rest of, the co-author? What have you, from the day you started to now, what can you see have changed in your life? And Deborah, I mean, what is your experience on that?
I thought you were going to ask Lauren that. I was like wondering why my head was turned like this.
You all gotta tell me, because I'm not gonna back down, finish this show without knowing. So
I apologize. Will you ask that question again?
yeah. So I mean, what I want to know is, how did, going through this process, going through this anthology, did you see any change in you, and what changed in you, in your life, or in your environment, in the way you're looking at things? Is there a change that has happened, from when you started the project to now?
Well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but no. I'm still trying to believe in the value that people see in me. So you can even be part of a great book, but humility is in me. And so self-talk is big. And so, like I said earlier, we're all still going through things. We just had a major hurricane in Florida, and a lot of my clients and good friends have lost everything. So, I just try to remain humble and try to learn and just, be who I be.
So it's been an amplification in a way for you, amplify what you already are, and the thing that you believe just become stronger in your life and in your, so that's still a change, I think. So it's just, you have those beliefs, but you're going to the next level by strengthening them into everything that you do. So now we're just gonna go to Lauren then. So Lauren, what is your experience?
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank Linda for saying what she just said, and this is what Linda does. She has so much wisdom, and I've already told her that years ago. And when she said that God knows our worth, and He created our worth, and that's especially poignant to me, especially right now, because I grew up with a mother who was not really supportive. Not only that, she made it a point to, I believe that I'm not better than anybody else, but I think I'm as good as everybody else. Everybody is. But my mom made it a point to let me know that I'm not very important. And so, and I don't know where it comes from, but even to this day, she'll make sure that I know that. So I've been really strong, and there's a lot more to that story that I can't really write about in my chapter. But one day I think I will, I may delve into that. But she, it's something that's made me really strong. So it prepared me for the challenges that I faced, that if I wanted to become the things that I wanted to become in my career, for instance, then I was very strong, and it really helped me. So there's always that silver lining, right?
And that,
go ahead.
And that's the important bit is, being happy with yourself, whatever people are saying, whatever people want to insinuate, is just feeling that that you are important, that you have a gift, and that you're great. And that's really, the self-belief that makes you strong. And that's I think that's a powerful message to share to all of us and the people who are going to read this anthology. So thank you, Lauren, for sharing that. And so I'm going to ask Lisa as well, because I think you must have been changed, Lisa, and you're not going to tell me that you were not changed.
Oh.
I don't believe it.
That's right. No, I'm not going to negate that. You know what I know, and I was thinking about this. I'm the only one on this show that has read the entire book from word one to word end, is what we call it. It's a fun process in my job where I get to do that. And I will tell you that both Lauren and Deborah are very humble people. I can read that from the word, and you can see from what they're saying. I mean, first of all, Lauren is a former captain in the Air Force. She's a navigator, for goodness sakes. Became a navigator in her career early on, years ago, being, one of two females out of hundreds of males. Yeah, just amazing. And then that came out as she was sharing about the vulnerability, so to speak, of the mother mentoring. And I'm telling that specifically because my chapter is about that. But then you take Deborah, who I've known her for many years, and absolutely have seen the servant heart that she has. And what I have seen a change in her. So I'm gonna also say that I've seen a change in her in this process, where both Lauren and Deborah, and actually many of our authors, not all of them, are first-time published authors, and just being part of the publishing process, not knowing what a format editor was before this, or what's copy editing, or what is a blurb, just all those industry, the process of publishing a book, that's I've seen as a change and a fun understanding. But yes, it's changed, we're all in a season of change. This world just continues to change, and our eyes have really changed in terms of, I think, how we all perceive change, given what we've been through for the last couple of years. Probably in 2019, we would have said, oh, yes, we know change is inevitable, and had all, thought we could manage change a certain way, or we, experience change a certain way. None of us can say we're the same in 2019, I would say, in terms of change. But what I wrote about in my chapter is about the importance of women mentors. And I was very fortunate that my very first manager at IBM was a woman. And then my very first manager, person I reported to when I started my business, was a woman. Very strong, very wise. I was just so fortunate and grateful, as that seems to be the theme here, for them. And so this book really brought that to light for me. So that's what really changed me. I thought I was going to write about some other topics, and no, I just kept circling around to that, because that's what this book is. Wisdom Before Me is mentoring to share our struggles and share our wisdom, and share that we're all together in this.
And that's what, we this message that we need to, spread. We're all together in it. We're all together in it. We go through, the same struggle. It might be, in a different environment, but those struggles are real. And we have to bond and come together to be able to, to learn from them, not only, but to really step into them, to bring ourselves to another level. And make a difference wherever we are. So, I mean, the book is one thing, and I think, it's always something that we use. It's a tool to share a message. So, what's next? Obviously, in this process, you've all written your chapter, and so I'm going to start with Linda here. So, what's coming? When is the book coming out? And what is, what's in it for, the audience, so that they can get hold of those, fantastic stories at some point?
Yes. So the pre-sale is going on right now at wisdombeforeme.com. And the launch is October 27th. And you will be able to pick up the book, buy it anywhere but that books are sold. You can always buy it at Wisdom Before Me, Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, anywhere books are sold. And I'd like to go back. Can we do that today?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Because we had a couple authors that shared with me that to answer the question, and they're not here, they cannot be here today. There were two authors that shared with me that writing their chapter was transformational for them, because what they ended up doing was reliving their, their chapter, their life, their life story. And with that came so much healing. And, it's something that I recommend for my clients, is that they write. If it's not a book, journal. If it's not journal every day, when you're feeling a certain way, write, just get it out. There is healing in the process. And there was healing in the process when I wrote for the first time. And I used to write as a little girl as well. And poetry and, just writing letters and then burning them, or writing letters and tearing them up, or writing letters and saving them. And it's just a beautiful process. It can be painful. I'm not going to say it can't be painful, but it is healing and it is liberating. And so I just wanted to touch on that, on a couple of the authors that are not here today that did share that with me. So thank you for letting me go back to that.
And it was important. I'm happy that you share this, because the at the end of the day is about healing as well, because we have those trauma, we have those blockages inside of us, and just writing down and expressing ourselves can actually liberate us. And it is an important process. And you're right. Whatever, we don't have to write a book, but just if we can't speak, then and talk, then we can write, and it is a healing process. So thank you so much for sharing that. So we're just going to have another break, and then we'll get to the next stage, to the concluding part, because it is going really fast. And so I'm really excited, and I hope that the audience is enjoying it. Please, go to, there's the website, wisdombeforeme.now.site, where you can have all the more information about the book and what's coming up, because obviously in 1 hour we can't share everything, and we really want you, we're not going to tell you everything. We really want you to go and get this book and read it, because it is what is important. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have a short break, and we'll be back in about a minute.
Tous les soirs, qui c'est madame en câlin, même si vous savez ça, ça fait la peine. Elle est souffert, moi elle souffert, côté.
So we are back, and today we are focusing our conversation on Wisdom Before Me, which is a book by the visionary Linda Bruns, and she is, here sharing this platform with some of the co-authors of the book. And as you can see, there's a lot of wisdom, being shared today. And I remind you, please take notes. And, there is the website here. You can, get more information on the book, because it's going to be impossible for us to share everything. There's, so many stories, so many inspiring stories. You have to see it by yourself. You have to read it by yourself. So there's something that I really like, because, I bring people who are doing incredible things on this platform. And for me, it's always about knowing, what is really the legacy that they want to leave, based on everything that they're doing. Obviously, your message as well is, the stone that you build on your legacy. So what is the legacy that you want to leave? And I'm going to end with you, Linda, but I'll start with the co-authors first. And I want to I want to ask Deborah, you've been working on this, you've been doing amazing things. And so what is really this legacy all about? What are you, looking at living as a legacy?
Thank you for asking. Part of my chapter talks about your dash, DASH. And to me, that's what's between your birth date and then the day that you pass. And so what I want to leave as a legacy is that if I do not become that ultimate goal that I have always wanted in my heart, at least I tried everything in my power to learn and do to become that. So that's the legacy I want to leave, is that it's not always about attaining something, it's about the journey and how you learn through your journey.
Fantastic. And that's an important thing, an important thing is to know that and I think that's Les Brown was talking the second, empty. You have to go empty. Don't leave anything. And one of my motto is don't leave anything on the table of life. You have to try whatever it is, and really go for it. That's the important step. So thank you, Deborah, for that. And so I want to ask you, Lauren, the same question. Is it, what is it all about? You've gone through all these trauma and all those challenges, the relationship with your mom, and then working in an environment where you were a minority as a woman, and now writing all these stories. So what's next? What is the next step for you, and what do you really want to leave after all of this?
I think you're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, Lauren. Okay.
We had some noise going on. Sorry about that. So one of my favorite quotes is, the moment you think of giving up, think of why you started and why you've been hanging on. And so I want to leave that idea not only to my kids, but to other kids and other people, anybody who will listen, basically, who will read this book and who will know of me. So I want to live up to my full potential, and it's still a process. So then there are things that I still want to do and still want to endeavor to accomplish, but and also, like Deborah said, it's the journey. So, but I want people to know that they have potential and to never give up on that.
Never give up. So, Lisa, just want to hear your side of the story. Is as far as the legacy and what you really value and you want to leave, as you progress.
Thank you for asking. Now, I would be remiss as a publisher if I didn't tell you that the title of your book, Mary A., is You Have to Go Empty. I love that you said that, and that's a great title for a book, so I had to mention that. Love that. So, yes. So I happen to be at the stage in my life right now as a mother of 2 high school daughters. and they are eaglets right in my nest. I'm seeing their wings, they're stretching, they're going off a little bit of their nest and coming back. And so I'm in this stage in my life where I'm pushing them out of the nest and they're ready for it. And I'm trusting God's going to take care of them and carry them where they need to go. And since they are so important to me, I mean, they are everything to me. What I hope my legacy is to them is love, is that I am their person and unconditionally love them, unconditional. I do a little thing where I say they have so many get out of jail card frees, anytime, anywhere, any situation, right? No questions asked, rely on me. So I take that from a grandmother that I had that passed away many years ago. And if I had one word for her, it was love. That's what I aspire my legacy to be, and love of my clients that I believe in and my friends. But mainly, I just want these two young ladies out in the world to know that they can count on me for anything and everything as they build their own new life.
Fantastic, fantastic. And just wanted to, for the audience, to rectify the website. So it's wisdombeforeme.com. And so take notes and please, go and search for all the information about the book, and you get also the opportunity to have more information about the authors, especially the ones that are not here with us today, and really take time to find out when the book is coming out and when you can get it. And so I'm going to go to Linda, and Linda, I really want to know your story. What is it, that the legacy that you want to leave? Because I mean, you're doing amazing things and you're changing people's life. And this book is going to change people's life. I can see. So what's next, and what is it that you really working toward? And that's something that I really want to hear.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mary A. So my chapter is about the beginning of this book was going to be in the areas of health, wealth, and mindset. Authentic wisdom in the areas of health, wealth, and mindset, because that gives us a whole, complete human being. Because without health, it doesn't matter how much wealth you have, right? And so all of them, together, if we can be successful in each one of these areas, we're successful in a whole life, right? So my chapter is about health, because I went through some challenges with my health. And the one thing, one of my favorite quotes, and I thank you for sharing your quote, Lauren. One of my favorite quotes, and I saw it on the wall of a friend's office, and it turned out the quote came from Abraham Lincoln, who was one of my favorites. But what I want to leave with every person that I meet and that reads the book is, and it's this quote: the best way to predict your future is to create it. And we can't expect to have things different tomorrow if we don't change what we do today. We can't, that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same things and expecting different results. So that is the bottom line. We have the ability to create the future that we want. We just have to be willing to make those little tweaks, those little changes along the way.
Fantastic. And that's, that's again, a powerful message. The best way to, to predict our future is to create it. And sometimes we don't really know the power that we have. And that's really the problem, I would say, is that we are so powerful, but we don't know that we are powerful. And I think having, anthology like this one is actually bringing back, this notion that we are powerful in our own way. We have those gifts, to create the future that we want without, asking ourselves too many questions, without being, completely sidetracked or completely disturbed at what's going on around us. So it is an important message, and I hope the audience is really getting it. So, and I really want to encourage you to, like, again, to check, on the book when it's coming out. The website is on the screen here, wisdombeforeme.com. And please don't hesitate to reach out to anyone, because I know that, the message, at least one message today resonated with you. And it is important that you reach out and understand, especially if you really feel like you need help, that you reach out to this person that really, connected with you, and understand, how they can help you and how they can inspire you again more, off platform than today. So thank you, ladies, for being here. It has been a pleasure to have you on the Greatness Engineering Hour show. And as you can see, it's about greatness. You brought this greatness here, you shared it, and I'm really grateful for having been able to have this conversation with you and understand, what this book is all about, because it is definitely something that, the message that you're bringing and the stories that you're having in this book are need to be shared. And that's the way we can empower, people in our community and other women and everybody. I think it's not just women here, it's, everyone. So thank you very much. I don't know if one of you have, a particular message that they want to leave the audience with. I can, go around and anybody that really want to stand out and leave a message and something that really needs to. So go ahead.
Thank you.
Lisa.
Well, again, I would be remiss if I didn't say everyone get the book, Wisdom Before Me. That site has it all. If you're local at all to Tampa Bay, you're invited to our book launch party on the 27th, and it's going to be a fun, emphasize fun, #fun party. We decided, look, we put a lot of work in this. We're also dedicated to the launch. We're going to make it fun, and we're so excited. So that is all on the website. In addition to where you talked about, you can connect with any of the authors on the site. So, and I will say, if you pre-order the book, you get it autographed by the contributing authors, only if you pre-sale before the 27th. And of course, we're going to send you a book and something more. Mary A., we just appreciate you so much. So wisdombeforeme.com.
Thank you so much. And I think if you want to connect particularly with Lynn, I think with the publishing company, there is the website here, publishwithnow.com, and also, on Facebook you can also have a look, and please, don't hesitate to reach out, even if you don't have all the information. I can always, you can always connect with me, and I'll share the information to whoever you want to pass it on. So it has been like an amazing conversation, and the audience is really pleased with what was shared. Amina, again, you are super powerful, so that's for you, ladies. And like you can see, the impact is starting already, and I'm really, grateful that I've been able to talk to you, to speak with you today, and to understand, your values, and have a snip of your stories. I'm gonna have to buy the book to get everything myself as well. So thank you so much. And I wish you, to have a great, end of the day, because for me it's gonna be bedtime. But I will be back for, another episode of two episodes of the Greatness Engineering Hour show on Monday. So the first episode is gonna be we're gonna go to Singapore, and we're gonna talk about authentic leadership. And the second episode will be, again, another book, but this time from ladies who are based in the Emirates. So that's all for today. Thank you for those who have been able to be with us Janelle, Amina, Miguel, and so many others. Thank you for always be with us, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend and great end of the day, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.